Hello and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is Sherry. Okay, you guys, let's make some tiles, shall we? I am working on a picture frame for a cat. It was my nephew's cat, and they just had to put him down last week. Um, so I told him I would make him a picture frame, and I'm kind of getting a tentative idea here on a layout before I start making tiles. So the two mirror tiles. They got his paw print impression in like, what is it? The plaster impression or whatever. And he said it's 3 inches around. So this is a 3 inch by 3 inch mirror, which obviously isn't going to fit completely on the frame, but it can stand up a little bit off the top, I think. So that'll be where his paw print goes. And then down here will be his name, which is Gizmo. And I'm debating, because that's going to be a kind of a plaster item, right? So I think I'm going to make a tile with his name to glue on the mirror. So I haven't locked in on clay color yet or font for that. That'll be probably the last thing I do. So, okay, so those will be the two mirror tiles. And then I've got 4 stamps of kind of funny, scruffy cats. And he was like a silver gray, a little bit of tiger stripe, but it was very faint. So I'm going to stamp these with black ink on just Sculpey silver clay to kind of represent his fur color. So that will be for those. And then the color requested was green. So I'm using a couple of different colors of green clay. I'm using a Sculpey Soufflé that is racing green. And then I'm using the Primo Accents Bright Green Pearl. And then I'm sure some of my random texture filler tiles, I might pull in a third green. But these are the 2 greens. And then, excuse the red swirls on here, but I was testing out ink colors for another project recently. So the dark green ink matches this color pretty well, and the bright green ink matches this color pretty well. So I've got, well, let me back up. So on the green clays, I'm going to do, I've got 4 silver charms. There's a heart with wings, a little heart up here, and a couple of paw prints. And I'm going to do those on the dark green because they're really going to pop. And I'm using silver for the metal color instead of gold because it was a gray cat. So I'm using kind of green and silver as my colors. So the metal charms will go on the dark green. And then I've got 4 buttons. I've got a fishbone, a mouse, a bottle of milk, and then a little gray cat. And I'll do those on the Primo Accents. So that will be for the embedded items. For the stamped, the rest of the stamped images, excluding the 4 cats. So I've got a scratching post, a litter box, a food dish, like a feather toy. And I want to tell you that I just spent 2 hours looking for, I know at some point I had a stamp set that had a stamp that was like a fishing pole toy with a little fish on the end of it. And I think that must have been one of the sets that I sold when I was purging my stamp sets, because I can't find it. So I don't think I have it anymore, which is kind of a bummer, but so be it. So little like feathered dustery kind of toy, a little can of cat food, a ball of yarn, like a house cat bed kind of thing, another little cat bed. And I don't want the 2 cat beds next to each other, so I'm going to switch. Put the food dish over here and the cat bed over here. And then a mouse toy and a brush. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and then the 6th stamped item on each side, I'm going to do the word meow and the word purr, which will probably go next to the paw prints. And so those will be the 6th, because I'm using 2 different colors of green ink, like I said. And so I'm going to do 3 of the items with dark green ink and 3 of the items with the bright green ink. And so that's why I'm kind of laying it out, because I want to go like dark green, bright green, dark green, bright green, dark green, right? For example, probably the other way around, I don't know. So that I don't have too much of the same color next to each other. So that's why I've kind of started a tentative layout so I don't lose track of where I'm going. And I'm going to stamp those on probably white clay. I pulled brain, not really operating, sorry. But I've got, really, not going to work. Fine, we'll do it this way. I've got white glitter, silver glitter, white pearl, and then the silver pearl. So like I said, the cat stamps will go on the silver pearl. I think I might use the silver glitter for the words. Yeah, so because I'm all over the place, I'm making notes, you guys. Excuse me, I'm going to reach in front here and grab this pen. So, here. Silver pearl. I'm just making a note. Meow and purr. Oh no, silver glitter. See? God, you guys, this is why I'm writing stuff down. Let's try this again. Silver glitter. Meow and purr. Silver pearl. Cats. And that's going to be with black ink. And then I'm trying to decide if I want all these items on the same type of clay. And I think I do. And I know I'm going to use silver leafing on here, so I think I'll probably just do it on white pearl and not the white glitter, because I don't want, that's too much. So, cat items. Okay, so now that I figured that out in my head and wrote it down so I don't forget. So we're going to kind of disassemble this and kind of put things with where they need to go. So, the silver charm items are going on the dark green. And the buttons going on the bright green. The cat stamps are going on the silver with black ink. And then these items are going to be light green and dark green. All right, I think I'm going to just go, okay, 3 big items. And we'll do those, I think, with the light green. And then these items will go dark green. Oh, well, but no, because then the words would be light green. Do I want them light green? No, I want them dark green, so we're going to switch. So those will be dark green. This will be light green. I kind of feel like I want to use the pearl or the glitter. I could use pearl for one and glitter for the other. Yeah, why not? More variety is better. More is better. All right. Okay. Now that I kind of know the direction I'm going. All right, so let's start with our 4 cat stamps on just the straight silver glitter. So anyway, hi y'all. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Any of my people down south, I hope you were smart and stayed home until they got the roads cleared. I have family, well, family through marriage, kind of, I guess, because my sister-in-law's sister and her family live in Pensacola, and I guess they got like 8 inches of snow, so, which is craziness. It's been a weird kind of weather time period. I don't know. So, we're actually finally starting to warm up here in Kansas. Oh. And by warm up, I mean we're going to be above the freezing mark for the first time in a while. I think it's supposed to be like 40-some degrees tomorrow, which is going to melt a lot of our snow. So, all right. Now, this clay is very, 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 very soft and squishy. And so we have to be careful not to push too hard. We want a good image, but we do not want it all smushed, because then it's not as clear. So I've never used this stamp set before, so we're going to see how these stamp out. So cute, you guys. All right, so let's see here. I'm just giving it enough pressure where I can see that all of the lines are connecting with the clay. Let's see how that's stamped out. Make sure the ear points and the tail point are done. Love it. Love it. And I don't know if I'm going to do anything to it. Like, you know, do I want to like paint around it or do mica powders or something? And I don't think I'm going to. I think it's going to be better just to leave it, keep it simple. So, all right, so that's one. My original plan when I was discussing this with them, I was going to include a couple of kind of funny cat sayings, but I just texted her right before I got on here, because after I had laid it out and really thought about it, and I just told her, I said, you kind of got to trust me. I feel like the funny sayings are going to detract from what the focus is supposed to be, which is going to be his picture in the frame, his name, and his paw print. And the rest is really just supposed to be kind of like filler. And so I felt like adding a couple of sayings on there was just going to make it too much. So I just said, trust me. And she said, of course, which is nice, because sometimes when I'm making orders for people and they're paying me for it and I have to do it the way they want, and they don't always listen to me, and I do it the way they want me to, and they're always happy with it because it's what they wanted, but I'm always just like, no, that wasn't really what I kind of envisioned. So anyway, but yeah, Gizmo is the cat's name, was the cat's name. And they had him his whole life. They got him as a baby, little baby kitten. He was one of those types of cats that loved water. Like if you turned the faucet on in the sink, he would go and he would drink, but he would also stick his head under the water and let the water run over the top of his head. So he was quite humorous. Now I'm going to miss him. And then so now I do have 2 items to color on these 4, because there's a ball of yarn and a pillow. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to do, you know, some mica powders, or do I want to just leave them simple, or do I want to do alcohol inks after I bake? Gotta think on that for a second while I'm cutting them out. Sorry, thinking. I mean, if they're on opposite sides of the frame, it's not going to be a bad thing. And I could just do a little bit of green mica powders for the pillow and the ball of yarn. And then just leave the other 2 plain. I think that might be what I do. So let's get them cut out. And then the other thing I need to factor is, sorry, I'm thinking about, like, do I want them like the width of the frame? Because they're going to be close anyway. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Sorry, my head's probably in there. So, I got a truck driving story to tell you guys. Not a pleasant one. We had kind of a lack of freight situation this week. So, there was one day where I was running local. And I don't like to run local. Nobody likes to run local. It's just, you know, they pay you hourly, and it's just not worth what they pay for what all you have to do. Anyway, so long story short, I got lost and I missed my exit, and I don't know that I can get this cut down to 2 inches. Let's see. Is it 2 inches? More like a 2 1/8 inches. Do I want to try to? Yeah, I think I do. Anyway, I got I got lost. I missed my exit because my GPS kept saying, stay to the left, stay to the left, stay to the left. So I was staying to the left. And then all of a sudden it went, take exit to the right. Well, I was on the left and there was, nobody was, it was 5 o'clock in the evening. No cars were going to be nice and let me in. And so I missed the exit that I needed, but to go north. But I was in the correct lane to go south. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just get off this highway, get onto the other highway, going south, and then just go down to the next exit, get off, turn around, and then I'll be going in the right direction. Which would have been great if the signage for the highway hadn't have been plowed down by the snowplows, so that I did not see the entrance ramp to get back on. Because it was not a normal get off and, go across, either over or under and then get back on. It was not like that. It was a really weird setup. And so I missed the entrance ramp. Well, then I was like, all right, well, I'll just go under the highway, get back on going south, and flip back around at the next exit. Except there wasn't an entrance ramp. It immediately became a no truck zone. And so I had a little dead-end alley to my left, a little one-way residential street to my right, and then straight ahead was where it said no trucks. Now, I could see there was a major street like 3 blocks up, but the sign says no trucks. And so I called, because it's, the metro area, I wasn't sure which non-emergency number to call. I was right on the state line. It could have been Kansas, it could have been Missouri, I don't know. And so I called 911. And of course they yelled at me for that. And I apologized and said, if you just let me know what number to call, and I'll be more than happy to call whoever I need to call, right? All right, do you think this guy is supposed to be sitting like this or like that? I mean, I guess he could go either way. I don't know. We'll see when we start laying out the frame. So let's do this way first. And this is an example of, you can see I gave it firmer pressure here and not quite there. But it's good enough and I'm not going to restamp it. So anyway, so they were not happy that I called 911. But then when I explained the situation and where I was, then she became a little more understanding. And so, and I told her, I said, if I can go straight, I'll go straight for 3 blocks and then I'll be on a major road that would hopefully get me back to one of the highways, because I was in a section where it was all, several highways intersecting each other. And so she said she would send an officer, and it took him a couple hours to get there. And I'm going to assume that he was having a very bad day. And because he was taking it out on me. I'm not going to go into all the details. Let's just say he was yelling and screaming and banging on the side of my trailer and yelling at me. And, that's not a good thing when I was already nervous trying to maneuver out of that situation without doing damage to anything. And then he forced me onto a road and then just left me. And for 30 minutes, my GPS just kept yelling at me to flip a U-turn, which was not a possibility in a 53-foot trailer with the truck. And so I was in an absolute panic. I'm not going to lie. I was very stressed. It was not pleasant. I had a few people say that I should have called and reported his behavior because it wasn't acceptable. It's not like I was a criminal. I was a citizen in need of assistance, but I decided to just let it go. Or I'm trying to, but it really bothered me. Because usually when someone starts cussing me out and yelling at me, I'll yell right back. But obviously don't want to do that with a police officer, especially one that was apparently having a very bad day. And I would like to state I am pro police officer, okay? I am for the blue. But it was not acceptable, but I didn't see any reason to call it in, you know. I just chose not to. I just letting it go, but it was really not pleasant. So I'm glad I'm off today. And I'm able to be in here playing, even though it's a sad project that I'm working on. So, and I think I'm going to paint these, or I don't think I'm going to do mica powders. I'm going to bake them, and then if I decide I want to add color, I'll use alcohol ink. That's what I think. So, just laying them out on my baking tile here. There's our kitties. So, all right, anyway. Yeah, it was a bad day. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyways, so sorry, getting a drink. All right, let's see what's next. We're going to do these 4. And so the words purr and meow. I need to grab my little connectable alphabets. Oops, because we're just going to keep it simple. And these will be with the dark green. So, don't need another E. My bad. Maybe do I want to do all capital letters maybe? I don't know. Or maybe even all lowercase letters. That would be cute too. Let's see. Ouch. I've showed these in other videos. I got these at Michael's. I can tell you that the last time I went to buy another set, they are a different style now, so they don't work with these, so I was not happy. But so like here's the word meow, right? And they lock together so that all your letters are lined up. So yeah, I think I just want to do all lowercase. That's kind of cute. So all right, so we've got P-U R, and I need one more R. One more lowercase r is what I need. Yes, I should put all these like stacked together in alphabetical order, but that would make sense. I don't do things that make sense. And per. Okay. We don't do things that make sense. Heck no. Okay, these are going to be dark green on the white pearl. Debating. Nope. I decided I want to do the white glitter for these 4. And you know, I could do the same ink color and or the same type of clay for all of them, but I just want to make sure I have more visual variety. Here's how lazy I'm being, you guys. I didn't even check my drawers to see if I had any of these colors of clay already open. I just grab new packages. And then when I'm done, I'll search my drawers, and if I had an open package, I'll add whatever I have left of these to the open packages. Just being lazy. So I finally went to the grocery store and did like an actual grocery restock. Because, I don't know, since like the end of October, freight has been so slow and weather has been an issue that I've pretty much just been buying enough to get me through, you know, a week or two. And my meals were getting very creative and not very well balanced. And I was just kind of tired of it, to be honest. So I went and probably spent more than I should have, but now I have enough food to actually create balanced meals. So that's exciting. So I made myself steak with baked potato and green beans today and ate that before I came up here. So one R is crooked, but I don't care. And meow. Those will work. All right, and then we've got this cat house thing. Now the glitter clay is a little more firm, so you can give it a little more pressure. It's not as squishy. That is so cool. Excuse me. And we've got, yes, I'm doing a litter box. I know you're probably thinking, why? Why would you do a litter box? Why not? It's part of the joys of cat ownership, isn't it? Anyway. So, and I'll probably come back later and do, I don't know, I'm debating. Because in regards to paw prints. So I was thinking about just doing silver leafing with small little paw print impressions and cutting it down. And that very well could be what I end up doing. Because I think I'm going to have enough stamped items. I'm actually bordering on too many, to be honest. Probably not too many, but definitely probably don't want to do any more. Oh, God dang it. Sorry. I'm going to try and fix it. Does it bother me that it did kind of a... No, it doesn't. No, it's actually that way on the stamp. I thought I did it, ended up with a double line, but I didn't. It's that way on the stamp. So, okay. By the way, you guys, do not leave stamps sitting on your acrylic blocks for any length of time, because I did that with this stamp, and I don't know if you can see that the back is like disintegrating. I mean, it still works, but like when I went to take it off the acrylic stamp, it was like starting to bond to it or something. It was very weird. So, lesson that I learned, do not leave clear rubber stamps sitting on your acrylic blocks for any length of time. Okay? All right. I do not know what is going on with my boys. They're driving me nuts today. Surprised that they're being quiet right now. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm sure that they will come in and gripe up a storm. Probably the weather change. Especially with my old man. He's probably hurting. I definitely am, because the humidity level is up. So, I know I'm hurting. I'm feeling kind of gimpy. So, I don't really have a lot to talk about, you guys. But it's been a while since I've done a Let's Make Some Tiles video, so figure you guys have kind of been on a stretch here lately where I've just been doing planning and then a little bit of laying out demos and then final reveals, and I haven't really been doing the tile making videos here lately. Mostly because I haven't figured out how to film it without my head getting in there all the dang time. But tonight I don't care. So, I have a random question for you guys. Bought some new cat food for my cats. I was looking at those, I don't know what they're called, but they're like the tubes that like Go-Gurt comes in. But it's cat, like soft cat food or something. Didn't get any this time. My boys are so dang picky. And then they go through these spurts where the food that they have loved forever and ever and ever is now all of a sudden not even edible in their eyes anymore. And then they don't eat. But those little tubey things got me thinking, because I also get like fiber protein smoothies, like fruit smoothies. They're pre-made and I just put them in the freezer. And then when I pack my lunch, I throw one in my lunch bag. And by the time I'm ready to have it, it's defrosted. So, so here's my question. If we can have yogurt in a tube and applesauce in a tube and smoothies in a tube and cat food in a tube, how come we can't have chocolate pudding in a tube? I'm serious. I really want an answer to that. How come we can't get chocolate pudding in the same delivery method as a Go-Gurt? Because I would freeze those as well and throw them in my lunch bags just same as I do with my Go-Gurts. And I would enjoy the heck out of that. We need to start a campaign to make that happen, y'all. Who's with me on that? Alright, now I'm going to decide how I feel about the words meow and purr. Because I've got a ton of alphabet stamp sets. A ton. Like a whole binder full. But then I have to do each individual letter And it's not even really a focal tile, it's just a filler. Nope, I'm going to go with these. Keep it simple. Quit overthinking it, Sherry. But I'm so good at overthinking it. Well, but you need to stop overthinking it. But I don't want to stop overthinking it. I didn't even try to cut them perfectly straight because the letters aren't perfectly straight anyway. So, anyway. But yeah, so I figured I'd come up, get these in the oven. Gotta paint the frame black, but I need to sand it first. I was going to do it silver, but because I'm doing the cat tiles on silver clay, I don't know that I want it silver, so. And initially I was going to use navy blue instead of black as my neutral. But then when I was talking to my nephew and I asked him, do you want light green, like bright green or dark green? And he said yes, meaning both. And I felt like having blue in there and black was going to be too much. So, I don't know. I might go back and add navy blue later, but we're going to see how it goes with keeping it monochromatic. So those are on the white glitter. Do I want to do those on the white pearl, or do I just want to do them all on the white glitter? I gotta think for a second. I think I want to do them on the white, all on the white glitter. I don't know why, but am I being lazy? Yeah, I'm being lazy. Come on, Sherry. Do it the way you planned it. Quit being lazy. Anyway, I'm off work today and tomorrow. Although I did volunteer to work either day because the monthly bonus program that we have through work. Okay, so I get paid like 54.5 cents per mile. Yes, it's actually a half cent. And then the bonus program works like this. If you run at least 6,000 miles and your safety score is under 20, which mine is currently at 0, so that's good. And you miss less than 2 days where you call out, not where they're canceled because of weather or because of no loads, but where you call in sick or whatever. And if you do, 2 days or less of that, then you qualify for the bonus. And the way it works from that point is basically you can earn up to an extra 8 cents a mile. So if you hit your base parameters, you get 2 cents a mile. 6,000 miles and all those other things, okay? Then if you drive, and I don't know where they came up with these numbers, but if you drive 8,250 miles, then you get an extra 1 cent per mile. And if you drive 9,250 miles in the month, then you get another 1 cent a mile. So that's up to 4 cents if you hit the top tier. And then you get, if you hit the top tier, you get another 2 cents a mile on top of that. So you get 6 cents a mile. And then if you get the top tier 30 out of 36 months, in 36 months, if you get the top tier 30 times out of 36 months, then you get an extra 2 cents a mile on top of that, which the program hasn't even been in effect that long, but I'm not anywhere close to it yet. It'll be at least another year before I would qualify, potentially, for that extra 2 cents a mile. But an extra 6 cents a mile per month, and you're doing, say, 10,000 miles, it's an extra $600 a month. That pays a couple of bills, y'all. But if you don't hit the top tier with your mileage, it cuts it in half, and then you only get an extra 3 cents a mile, which is only about a $300 a month bonus. So, anyway, and after all that I'm sure you had no interest in knowing, basically the bottom line is, because of the lack of freight this month and a couple of cancellations because of the blizzard, it's going to be close on whether I hit the top tier. So I volunteered to pick up at least 1 extra day, preferably 2. And I only have 4 days to do that on between now and the end of the month. And today was one of them. And I didn't hear from anybody, so apparently they didn't have anything for me to do today. So we'll see if I'm working tomorrow or not. And if not, then my next 4 days off, we'll have to see if I can pick up a day. And this is assuming that I actually work all the days I'm scheduled to work from now to the end of the month. So we'll have to see. I'm hopeful. But don't know. Anyway, money, money, money. But yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. We'll see what happens. All right. So I did these items in the bright green. On the white pearl clay. So I showed you that I also pulled silver glitter clay. Maybe that's what I'll use for a few random like paw prints. Because like I said, I was thinking about doing it with silver leafing, but with just an impression. Could do silver paw prints with black ink on the silver glitter. I might do that too. See if they don't get used on this project, they'll get used on something because they're, you know, silver and black, and they can also be used on dog themed projects. So might do that as well. We shall see, we shall see. But yeah, I think I am going to paint the frame black. I think I started to say I was contemplating painting it silver. But I think I'm going to go black. That's what I think. I was actually thinking about, I wasn't planning on starting this one tonight, and there's not a big rush for it, but, and my craft room has been an absolute disaster for quite a while. It's in a worse state than what it was in when I did my before cleanup video, and that was like a month ago. And it hasn't been cleaned, and it's gotten worse. So I was going to clean my craft room this weekend. But when I got up today, I really just felt like getting started on this. So get this one done. It's the last one that I have on my agenda for the time being. So I had an order coming from Amazon that was scheduled to come on, I think Monday or Tuesday, which was our coldest day. Like the temperature was like -10. It was ridiculous. And it was one of the items was drink boxes. Yoo-hoo, chocolate Yoo-hoo drink boxes. No, I don't have kids. Those are for me. Don't judge me. I like Yoo-hoo. And because I don't really do milk, so sometimes when I get a hankering for chocolate milk, I'll just do a Yoo-hoo. But anyway, and so I just got to thinking that it's going to be that cold out. It's going to freeze. They're going to explode. It's going to be a waste of money. So I went on to Amazon and requested to change the delivery date to today, when I was fairly sure I would be home. And then even if I wasn't, it's not cold enough for stuff to freeze and explode. So I changed the delivery date for today, and it's between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. it'll be delivered. And I'm pretty sure it's past 8 p.m. And at this point, I do not believe it's been delivered. And I'm not going to be surprised if when I get off, stop filming and get back on my phone and look, it's probably going to say, "We're so sorry, we'll bring it tomorrow instead." So, which it's not a big deal. It's not something I'm got to have right this minute. And I just didn't want it to sit up there and freeze. And then the other item I got was basically generic, what are they called? Bento boxes. I keep seeing all these videos, YouTube videos of like people packing their kids' lunches and stuff, and they have all these like kind of fancy divided containers. But I do Lunchables quite a bit, and I kind of make my own. I mean, sometimes I buy the ready-made ones, but mostly I just make my own. But I just put each item into different Ziploc baggies. And it just occurred to me, why don't I just get... I know I've got this color open. There's a bright green pearl. Maybe I don't have that green open. Why don't I get like a plastic Lunchable type box, right? Yep, I'm wrong. I don't have that color open. Must have used it all up. So, a washable, reusable, Lunchable style box. So that's the other thing I have coming, so that when I do some form of meat, cheese, and crackers, I don't generally do sandwiches. And I'm always looking for... Wow, I destroyed that packaging, didn't I? Train of thought just totally derailed, y'all. Oh, I'm always just looking for something that would be easy for me to kind of snack on while I'm driving down the road. And so, I do like cheese cubes, and I cut up bologna or ham or turkey, or I'll do pepperoni sometimes. And then, some type of crackers. So, make my own Lunchables. Why not? So anyway, so that's the other item that's supposed to be coming, which is also, oopsie, no rush. All right. I had a few stamps that were like cats leave paw prints on our heart, or over the rainbow bridge or whatever. But like I said, and then they were more drawn to kind of funny cat sayings, which by they I mean Bo's parents. But like I said, it wasn't feeling like it went with the frame. So, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes there isn't a way to articulate the reason why. Sometimes you just got to go, just trust me, it's not going to work. And hope that people trust you. And, of course, they did. So, back to the stamping paw prints idea. I think I am going to do the silver leafing because with just an impression, because I've already got so many stamped items done for this project, and I feel like if I stamp paw prints on top of that, it's just going to be too much. So that's what I think. So we're just going to go with just doing an impression on silver leafing. I do have like 3 shades of green leafing, but it's like a primary green and then like a sage green, or like a shamrock green, I guess, and then like a mint green, and none of those I feel would work with this project. So we're going to do silver leafing. And I know that my like random fillers, like the pre-made beads and tiles, will pull in enough other green that I'm not going to have a shortage of green on this project. So at least that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But, you know, after I lay it out, I can and will change it. So I'm also being very bad because, what was it, like 2 years ago that I was making a whole bunch of cat mosaics in different colors to donate to the cat rescue for them to sell, which I'm sad to say they're not selling like I thought they would. And so I haven't had to make any more. She said that, I think the last time I asked her, she said like maybe 1 or 2 was sold. And I made like, I think 30 of them, and I sent like 10, and I still have like 20 here at the house. And that kind of bums me out because like I donated all of the supplies and my time and made all of these little like wall hangings or standing chalkboards that'll stand on like a counter or a table or whatever, that, you know, have all these cat themed tiles and stuff. And, you know, and then even the ones that I have here at the house still, the deal is if I sell any of them, wow, one of my cats just hit the floor and it shook the whole house. Or maybe that was Amazon dropping my package up against my front door. That could be. But anyway, so like when they sell, like I'm selling them for $20 each. And that whole $20 goes to the cat rescue. So like I'm not even taking back the cost of my supplies. Like I donated the supplies. So, because this is a cat rescue that helped me with three of my yard cats, finding homes for them. And they all got adopted and are in their happy forever homes. And so that was my way of giving back to that cat rescue. So I should do a, maybe I should do another video of the ones that I still have here at the house and just to show that they're available for sale. And, you know, despite the fact that, I don't know, I don't sell a lot of my work, you guys. I just really don't. Of course, I'm not putting myself out there that much either. But I do have a lot of projects here that are available for sale. I don't have an Etsy. I don't have a Facebook. I have an Instagram. I've done absolutely nothing with it. I don't know. I was just watching my holiday gnome mosaic set video, the final reveal and for sale that I did last year. And I was convinced those would go quickly, and they have not. I still have them. So I don't know. You don't know. And I've never done a craft show. Because, like, I don't have business cards. I don't have a website. I don't have, you know, like I said, I don't have an Etsy store or an Instagram or anything like that. And I don't really have the time to put into making this a business as opposed to just a pleasant pastime. And then I'm not all that sure I want to make it a business per se, you know. I don't really want it to become an obligation. I think that would take the joy out of it. But I do like selling them. And I'm happy when somebody will randomly contact me. But it's not like strangers. It's all like, you know, family, friends, and co-workers. So maybe one of these days when I get closer to retirement age, I'll put a little more effort into making it a business. So but for right now, Alright, so we got a little toy mouse and a little fish bone and a little gray kitty cat and a little bottle of milk. Ouch, my neck just popped. Yeah, I asked my, the mother of my nephew. I call him my nephew, but he's not by blood. He's just, he was born right around the time my mom was sick and in the hospital with cancer. And he was also the first baby that I had the opportunity to interact with for quite a while. Because at that point, my nieces were like 10 and 11, or 10 or 11. And so, just definitely a strong bond with that kid. So I call him nephew. Anyway, I asked his mom, did Gizmo the cat have any favorite cat toys that he loved to play with? Because I thought I would try to incorporate that into the mosaic. And she said milk cap rings and hair ties, which is typical of cats. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I have a way to make either one of those happen. So because like my cats, Garfield loves the catnip mice. And back when Opie used to play with toys before he got old and cranky, he liked balls, like tennis balls or things like that. So, but Opie doesn't really play with toys anymore. Like even if I dangle a string in front of him, you know, where he used to like bat at it, swipe at it. And now he just stares at me like, can I help you? You're so in my bubble. That's what he looks at me like. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Carry on with your day. Although he just still smack his brother in the face quite a bit. He did that again today for no apparent reason. I say that, but I know there's a reason. I just didn't see the original infraction. Didn't witness the original transgression, but yeah. So, all right, one more, and then I'm probably gonna let you guys go. And probably go get my little laundry going while these are in the oven, and work on prepping and painting the frame so I can start gluing. So, all right. Oopsie. Okay. That's, yep. So here's what we got so far. Got our embedded items. And our stamped items. And I'm gonna, ouch. Was sitting on my foot and it's asleep. Owie, owie, owie. Yep, we're in the shot. I'll zoom in. So that's what I got so far going into the oven for this picture frame. All right, you guys, that's all I got for right now. Thanks so much for watching.